Hey you guys, Eric here, and welcome to day 2 of my 90-day Fit for Life challenge, where I will be talking about my struggles as I go through this adventure of weight loss. Of course, I want to be sharing that stuff with you guys for the next 90 days, or 88 days now, because this is day 2. Anyway, as far as day 2 goes, let's start off with the meals that I had. The meals I had were fewer in the amount that I actually had. Day 1 I actually had 3, to day 2 I actually only had 2 meals, simply because of life things, and I kind of explained that in today's daily journal, so I strongly encourage you guys to go and check that out if you guys want to be knowing those specific details. But basically, as far as health-wise goes, I didn't have breakfast or brunch or maybe even lumper until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I had a very late meal for my very first meal. Even though I had less meals, they were still very high in calories. Between my first meal and my second one for supper, both of those combined were a little over 1,500 calories, which is a lot for me in most cases. But I was also doing a lot of exercising as well. Actually, I went a little bit above and beyond my usual exercising. I walked for an hour and a half, as opposed to my typical hour that I walk, which is still quite a lot, but I went above and beyond that, plus also the 10-minute exercising that Nyla gave me that I can to work on. So so basically, as far as my exercising goes, I burned off a lot of those calories, and as a result, I had a little over 1,000 calories left as far as the remaining calories that I actually had. I was kind of in the same boat as day 1, where I had a little over 1,000 calories. However, the meals on my day 1 were actually very meager in size, very small calorie counts, as opposed to these 2 meals that I had, which were very high in calories. But either way, I'm still really happy about the meals overall, and also from day 1, I didn't get penalized for the low calorie count that I actually had, because I was a little bit concerned that I was going to be gaining some weight from that, and I actually lost half a pound instead of gaining anything at all. So I'm really happy about that. But either way, I'm still really happy about the overall meals that I actually had and the exercising that I actually did as well. But as far as my challenges go that I have been facing, I've been facing since, day 1, I've been struggling a lot with the exercising, specifically that 10-minute portion that I just talked about. That 10-minute portion, basically, what Nyla has told me to do is do an exercise called mountain climbers, or I believe that's the term. I don't quite remember from the top of my head, but I know what it looks like. Basically, you're in a plank form and you're essentially running on the ground. You're supposed to be bringing one knee up to basically your arms, or at least as close as you possibly can, and then alternating between the two. So basically, it looks like you're running on the ground. And you're supposed to be doing that for 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes straight, but you're supposed to be doing it for a minute straight with taking 20-second breaks in between. This would be at a more advanced level of exercising, which is really good, but as far as my skills go, I'm only at a beginner stage. So this is a massive jump for me to go from beginner stuff, but like basically doing like 20 push-ups and calling that a day, to basically doing this very strenuous activity for a much longer period of time. So that's the sort of challenge that I'm facing, and what I need to be doing, or at least the solution that I've come up with for that, is to start building up my strength. Kind of like the idea with setting goals. I become more confident in myself and my own abilities by accomplishing more and more goals. That's that's basically the idea of setting goals. That's setting meaningful goals more specifically. So when it comes to exercising, what I have been doing is I've been doing some other exercises as opposed to this 10 minutes of mountain climbing, of mountain climbers or mountain runners. I really don't quite remember. I'll look for the term and I'll correct myself. But either way, I believe that the proper way to go about that, to getting to that mentality that yes, I can certainly do this for at least like 5 minutes or eventually getting to that 10-minute mark and doing that successfully. I believe what's important for me to do is do some other exercises still and get into the mentality of pushing myself and pushing my own limits when it comes to exercising. So that's one thing that I will be tackling from moving forward and keeping in mind moving forward as well. But anyway, that's basically what's been happening over day 2. I strongly encourage you guys to go and subscribe to my channel if you guys want to be keeping a tab on my journey. But also, I have a daily healthy newsletter that is down in the description below. You guys can go and sign up there, and every single day at noon, you will receive a quote, a motivational quote, a recipe, some health tips, and of course, you'll be updated on my journey as well in that newsletter as well. So I strongly encourage you guys to go and subscribe to that as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'm really happy that I'm going on this journey and that I'm sharing this with you guys. Anyway, my name is Eric, and I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay awesome.